Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Circle of the World podcast, where we discuss Joe Abercrombie's First Law series. I am one of your hosts, Lord Chamberlain Jeffrey, and here are my co-hosts,
Arch like the George,
and Harrison, the Adeptus Historical.
And we continue our coverage of the Age of Madness trilogy with A Little Hatred, and we cover Welcome to the Future and The Little People. So let's get started. Folks, we have made our return, our triumphant return. The boys are back in town. And with that, you know that we must thank you for your continued support while we do our special guest episodes, our regularly scheduled programming, or when we take a quick little break due to some scheduling snafus.
We paid the ransom and got Harrison back from the mafiosos. So
Yeah.
Yes, they have saved me. I am not in any way a form of AI.
It costs a lot of liters of olive oil, and I'm starting to suspect our model of Harrison is a defective one.
Well, why would you say that, Jeff Fry?
You're right to push back.
Great point, Jeffrey. Let me try to say that differently.
Your parents are gaslighting you. You should kill them.
Yes. Don't you think my parents are trying to kill me? Well, when you put it that way.
Yeah. You should beat them to it. Well, yeah, folks, as usual, we want to thank you for your support. We love it. The commitment, the dedication. The Discord is lively, which we love, especially when we have people from other countries in the Discord that their countries' teams are getting beat by the U.S. in soccer, not football, soccer. At this point, we're renaming the bitch.
I got worried you were gonna mention something about the military, so I'm glad you didn't do that, Jeffrey. I'm proud of you.
What the hell, the military?
For fuck's sake, Jesus! It was bad enough already, Harrison.
So with that, we just want to say thank you for your support and just continue to, add some comments to the episodes. Shoot us emails at circletheworldpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on our social media platforms for any DMs if you want to slide in there. Not for anything sexual. Totally platonic. We just want you to fawn over us. We don't want you to lust over us. There's a difference.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Although we are selling Jeffrey's bathwater now.
Yeah. $5 a pint. I think we're going for, right?
Pint. They come in pints.
It's an extra.
I'm giving one.
Or hair.
And it comes with pubic hair, in case anyone wants it. All right. So with that, with our community interaction segment, as you know, it's kind of us just shouting out the Little Hatred memeing every chapter soiree, the extravaganza. Sign up if you haven't already. George, I don't know if you've even kept up because you've been so busy, but do you know if there's like a lot of chapters left or anything?
Well, probably 4 less than the last time we talked about this.
Okay. Good. Well, keep it up, folks. Keep it up. We want that shit packed to the brim. So you make Sir Spaceman feel that his life's work has been worth it at this point. All right.
I really feel we can't talk about this because we don't make memes either. So
Yeah, but
everybody that actually does.
Yes.
Keep seeing those.
No, exactly. Other people do the work. We reap the glory. That's exactly how this works, George. Come on. Chop. Get with the program.
I'm right there. I'm good.
All right. Good. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into our first chapter read through, which is Welcome to the Himalayas. Sorry, Welcome to the Future. And I don't know why I keep thinking of that every time I see Welcome to the Future. It's from that movie. I think, was it Monsters Inc? Where he's like, Welcome to the Himalayas. I think that's what it was. Monsters Inc.
Oh my God. That is like the 4th time you made that reference in this whole series.
Oh no.
That's...
Have I? I'm the worst.
I think so. Maybe 3 times.
Well, as the Lord Chamberlain, I can strike that from the record and from all your memories, right, George?
Which mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're the Archlector. As the head of the Inquisition, you can make that go away from the records.
It's already
Actually, we
it's already
should
gone,
keep
my lord.
thorough records of all instances.
It's like when Stalin would just edit people out of photographs. Like, no, they were never there.
No, I would just run a very, very shoddy Inquisition, so we never made the record in the first place.
Okay, thanks.
What?
So with that, we are in the perspective of Savine, and this is a chapter where things just kind of go swimmingly, right? Um, so, so this one, obviously, Savine. The beginning of this chapter, how it starts out is Savine is accompanied by her temporary replacement for Zuri, Lisbeth, to the what is this? The manufactory, right, George,
Mhm.
of
They're going
Valamir.
to the factory of unspecified garments and things.
Right. And there's like 3
Textile.
buildings. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Harrison.
I'm just saying it's a textile mill.
Mhm.
It's a textile mill. Okay. And it's comprised of like 3 different buildings. And this is, this is after the results of that breakfast that
The
scene, the
dinner.
breakfast scene, yeah, or the dinner scene, I think it was, where Savine was adamant about going in and looking over the books and everything because she wants to make sure everything is in tip-top order. So her and Valamir are in the grounds, and they make their way to the one that was just built because of supposedly what Valamir had said was what was it they said the new methods that they instituted in the third shed have caused considerable ill will. She goes, "Oh, then that's the one we should go check out."
Yeah.
Go ahead, Harrison.
Whenever they're walking into, I think it's interesting how it's like she's walking in and all these guys are like, "You piece of shit." They're all looking at her. And they're just kind of like everything is empty in the streets. There's like nobody out. It's like a little weird. It's like a little eerie. Like you would feel like there'd be some more people out here, but whatever. It's the industrial
odd.
district, so it's
A
fine.
little odd.
And it is interesting though that Rizanow apparently wanted to send a dozen practicals to guard Savine. That is very interesting.
Mm.
Does
Yes.
he?
Yeah.
Yes, and we
If
should
he
talk.
was
It's
all the
happening today,
yeah.
And I guess we should talk about that at the end of this chapter.
I'm actually pretty surprised that he doesn't do that, to be fair. Anyway, just, send some guys anyway. But there we go.
Yeah, I mean, but also it was Valamir's decision,
Yep.
right? And he was like,
he's
he
the one
felt-
who.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's the one who says like, well, it's merely a precaution, but Rizanow wanted to send a dozen practicals to guard you. So it's implied that he was like, no, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's interesting.
Okay, we'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
I like the fact this whole chapter is basically one big collapse because we know what's coming and Savine doesn't.
Yep.
And he does it so well where everything just slowly breaks down and Savine is sort of picking up on things over time.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is not normal. Something's going on. I like the way she starts to panic like 30 seconds before everything kicks off. She's like, "Oh yeah, something's going wrong here."
Yeah.
And I love that feeling is incredible when you read Joe.
Yeah, and well, and again, so like she starts off with her usual bravado, right? You could call it, where she makes her way headstrong down to that third shed, and Valamir's like, I'm not even gonna bother arguing with you. You remind me of your uncle, because he knew Lord Marshal West. She's like, "Oh, you did?" He's like, "Yeah, he once challenged me to a duel, in fact." And she goes, "What? Why?" And he's like, and I like this. It's like Valamir. He seems to a point.
He's definitely after West has got famous and died for the Union and he's a great hero and now it's a really good story to tell. But at the time he was shitting himself.
Yes, well, he does, and he admits it too. He goes, he says that over rash words that he has often regretted. He was a very driven man, very committed. Apparently, Savine reminds him of her, reminds him of West, and he goes, very committed, and he could be quite terrifying, which I like. He doesn't admit that. That's great.
Yeah.
I wonder what Wester would have thought of this, though. The whole kids.
Oh,
working
he would have fucking hated this shit.
Yeah,
He
Oh,
would
yeah.
have lost his
It's
mind.
great, isn't it? I love that.
Yeah, it is interesting to see how I think that there's this aspect to Savine in this chapter in particular, and a little bit in the next one, where we get to see her different. Like, how is she going to react to this? And we know how Artie reacts to trauma, and in
Mhm.
tough situations. We know how Galacta reacts to them. We know how Wes reacts to them, and then which is kind of brought up here, and we know how Giselle reacts to them. And I think it's so cool how you can kind of see all this playing out, and you can kind of there's all these influences in her life, but
Mhm.
ultimately, what she actually comes down to, I think, how she actually feels is she feels more like Giselle when shit hits the fan, which is so interesting, and I love that aspect because she's so much like locked in Artie. Like she was raised by them, Artie's her mother, but her base instinct of like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, I just want to live. I'll be better. I'll be better. Oh fuck, oh fuck. It's so much Giselle coded. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, when they go into that building and they see that the workers are, in fact, children, she is, oh, oh.
Yeah, I love her and Valamir. They're like, yeah, we're doing this, and they have like she says that Valamir can blame her for being the conniving bitch who made him do it, and she can blame him for being the guy who actually is the one doing it, and it's so
Mhm.
fucked. It's
It
so
is.
fucked. These kids are living. George, you want to talk about these conditions?
Yeah, this is fairly normal to be fair back then.
All right, Mr. Expert, come on,
This
hit us with the
happened.
hit us with the chimney sweeps of the of yesteryear.
Well, I think we take it for granted that child labor has only been illegal for like 75 years.
Yeah.
Right.
I think before there were any kind of workers' rights, this is just the way everything was everywhere, and it is still the way it is in parts of the world today. So,
Yep.
it's just a stark look at the reality, and Savine and Valamir are obviously both absorbing this at this point, and I love that, like you said, Harrison, the way that they both kind of blame each other, but then when they're both looking at it face to face, they're both like,
Are we shit? Are we the bad guys?
yes,
Yes.
wrong.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it's super duper hot. All these kids are living like little fucking shoe boxes. They obviously have they eat poorly. Obviously, water's probably contaminated. They can't fucking breathe. And they spend all day in there. They don't probably even go outside. They're probably not allowed to because they could cause a riot or some shit. It's like, it's horrible.
Yeah. It's so hot because if it gets cooler than what it already is, the yarn becomes sticky, the machines can be fouled, all in this name of profit.
Progress.
Progress. So she goes, but as they're leaving, she does kind of like, oh, well, consider their conditions, maybe separate living quarters, instead of sleeping right next to the goddamn machines. so clean for them to sleep, better food, and she goes, that luxury is wasteful, but hardship can reduce productivity. So with better
And
conditions,
Valamir's like, interesting. So what? You're the hero. And he immediately is a dick about it. Like, oh, interesting, Lady Savine. You don't care just about which is, I bet Valamir's a cunt too. He also is like, they can in effect, be purchased for a small stipend for the orphanage. You're like, what the fuck?
well, he doesn't have, like, I don't know. He all he says to her at that point is an interesting suggestion, Lady Savine, and he just looks down at the kids, and his jaw muscles are working,
I don't know.
which sounds like, if your jaw muscles are working, and you're looking at something, you're
He's
stressing
clenching
about it.
his teeth, and he's like,
He's
yeah.
What was that, George?
He's clenching his teeth.
Yeah, and think about it. This is probably the reason why that mill is profitable now,
Yep.
because they're not paying the kids.
It's
'Cause he
like,
says
they've only communicated like through like maybe liaisons or through mail,
yeah,
and it's easy to do that and go, yeah, increase profits, and put somebody else in the blame when you can't really see them. But that's what I mean, when they come face to face, then they're like, oh shit, no, we actually have done this now, haven't we?
Yep.
It's not just like a concept of a person far away. It's actually somebody sitting in front of
Right
you.
in front of your face.
Yeah.
And then they obviously they make their way to the main hub, and now the workers at this one, they're adults, and they what's the word I would say? They don't look pleasant. They're kind of just like staring at Savine and Valamir, but quiet, cold, calculating, as opposed to the rabble of
They're not like,
the.
fuck you, Lady Savine, you mind my war conditions, shite. Now they're like, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna.
So she goes and Valamir lets her into his office. She goes in there, locks herself in, and she breaks out the books to like start looking over the funds and everything, the finances. And
2
she hits
seconds
the
later, it all goes to shit.
Yeah. She looks out the window, sees that a group of people are like walking down an alley and they have weapons, and she's like, "What?" And then she hears Valamir through the door saying, "Back, yeah, back!
Damn you!"
Step away at once." Some guy's like, "You step away, old fucker." And basically, somebody throws something, hits Valamir in the fucking head. He goes down, and they start touring. Savine closes that door because she peeked out real quick, and she goes, "Nuh-uh." And then she locks the door. It's like that classic, like you swing the door closed, and there's like this big, like just bar that you put across the door. and then she works loose a floorboard, right? That was already kind of loose. She has to like really work at it. Her hands are all fucked up. Clothes are get ripped, right? Because what this will do is like it's not like a big drop, but it's enough where she does kind of fall, right? A little bit, like maybe 5-10
Yeah.
feet, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably, I don't know. It could have been like a 10-foot drop because she does go legs first, so she gains some distance there. But she also falls on some stuff too. It seems like, but I do think it's notable too. Her reaction is very swift. She's like, "Oh, this is all going to shit,"
Oh yeah,
and she's like, "I gotta get the fuck out." That's probably her biggest, her best quality she shows here
It's
is
self-preservation.
Self-preservation, yeah.
Yeah, and I do like how as she's working that floorboard loose, there's some guys yelling at her to
What do you think of the voice actor? The voice actor for this guy.
Sorry, Jeff. I would say let you finish today. When he's like, he opened the door in 5, and Sabine's like, "Oh, you can count to 1,000. You cut."
Yeah, count to 1,000, cunt. Yeah, that's what it was. That was funny.
Sorry, you're absolutely right, Hazan. I love the fact that she and I feel like any other character in these books, or most other characters in these books, would just fight and then get taken prisoner.
Mhm.
Because they're like too macho, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna run away."
Logan would be like, "You can't cage the bloody knight." Ah!
Logan would have just killed them all. So
That's true. That's true. I mean, and so like the obviously let's talk about like Savine's mindset, but just to kind of like take the reader through. She escapes through the floor, underneath the floor. She crawl space. She makes her way through a hole in the wall where like the machinery leads out. There's a moment where she comes across like this mill for the river. She squeezes through a gap, makes it out.
She
Clothes
does
are all
also
fucking.
witness one of the guards get pulled into the machinery, which
Yeah,
is a
his
very
arm.
gruesome
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And that traumatizes her. She gets like spattered in the face with blood, and she hears this guy screaming. And she mentions this guy in the gears a couple of times throughout the series, moving forward.
Yeah.
The guy, the scream of the guard being pulled through the gears. I think that is. I think it's done really well. In fact, this whole section, all the way up until the end of the chapter, from here on out, I think is some of the best like descriptive action writing that's not like two people fighting.
Right.
I think it's
Very
so
intense.
well done. It's like the hero's level of like engaging. Like I could just read this part of the chapter, this half or whatever, over and over and over again because I just think it's so well crafted. There's so many details. It feels so tense. I just think it's really, really, really well done. And just her mindset of being like, I got to get out of here. Oh, am I gonna die? I'm gonna get pulled underneath this water mill and be killed like what's that one guy's name from like Faithful Carpy.
Yeah, Carpy, yeah.
Oh yeah, Faithful Carpy.
She's like, "Am I gonna get Faithful Carpied right now?" And honestly, too, like he does such a good job at describing like the shadows and the light and the screams and the blood and the slime and the dust and like he's like he went off on this section here. I think really.
Yeah, I think this is just an incredible chapter. It's brilliant. Like you said, the descriptions, you can literally just, make that into every single description can be made into a single frame or a sequence in a film, and you can imagine it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's so, I don't know, it's good.
Vivid.
After all this time, I can't think of actual words to describe it.
I know, like you kind of have to read it. I mean, we do spend a lot of time talking about the story of the series. Of course, that's the main focus. Let's be real, but like we forget sometimes that the reason why we can't stop reading Joe is because all these little moments here where you're just so engaged, not just with the dialogue, but with the descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
A tasteless or a worse writer would make good descriptions, but place them everywhere. Joe only writes descriptions when he wants you to pay attention and be engaged, and that's really impressive.
Yeah, it is. And obviously, you can really feel Savine's desperation and her fear. It's very palpable coming off the page. When she gets through she gets past the mill in the river, she basically makes sure that she looks not like Savine. Doesn't have the wig,
and she goes into super detail about it as well, doesn't she? Like the earrings and then the blouse, and she's like, "Oh, what can I actually keep on, and what can I get rid of?" And it's super like methodical, even though she's just panicking a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she's smart. She's smart and she's resourceful, and she keeps the sword, but she keeps the sword hidden. And she basically by going the route she went, she was able to kind of circumvent the mill, and she was able to kind of come up the alley where she saw that group of people come by in the first place, and she sees the carriage that she came in, right, and the driver's just chilling, and Elizabeth's in there, right, and so Savine's like, okay, so she starts making her way over there.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's the end of this chapter in terms of like what actually happens. Savine's walking with a limp. And it's not necessarily too forced of a limp because she did fucking twist her ankle somewhere during this whole like little escape. But I mean, yeah, like you want to talk more about like you were talking about the descriptors. One of the things I liked is that as she's crawling through the crawl space before she gets to the mill, she can see that through all the machinery that she's crawling under, right? I feel like she can see that like, there's a kid that I guess could look at her if he turns his head, but he's staring at the door. Him and a bunch of other people are, and it says they were staring like wolves at the hen house, which is a good one too.
Yeah.
Imagine Savine's perspective. You go, oh my god, if they actually get me, they're gonna rip me to shreds.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that too. Like she's also had, like you mentioned, the fear is very palpable. She's got this moment where she's like any moment she's gonna hear them say, "There she is, bring the bitch out." Like I think it's just written really well. What would you rate it, Jeffrey?
What would I rate this chapter? I would rate it an 8. 8 out of 9 fingers. It starts off with dialogue a little bit, right? And we get a nice little callback to the original trilogy with Lord Marshal West and about like Valamir's initial reaction with him, and the first time we ever see Valamir, right, in this series, and then we see. Go ahead.
And maybe the last.
Maybe the last. And we obviously see the moral dilemma, or at least the dilemma that Savine is confronted with when she sees them kids working hard at the machines over there. And then obviously things take a turn for the worse in terms of what should have been a routine. Let's just go over the books. Let's make sure the details are all good on the finances of this operation. Turns into run for your life. And it's always interesting how those kind of things, it's always like at the drop of a dime, right? It's never like expected from that person's perspective. Like you said, George, we know what's coming because we can see, And plus, we obviously saw previous chapters where the breakers and the burners are like, let's start some breaking, let's start some burning, let's do it tomorrow. Yes. So we knew
But
that
that's
was
what I mean by even if we weren't doing spoilers, that's like we would know already.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
yeah, it's
How
the
would you
perfect
rate?
moment for it to happen. I mean, you can't just go for an inspection and nothing happened.
Right.
wouldn't be
I
a
bet
very
you
good
though those workers were like, "Holy shit!" On the day that we're doing this, fucking Savine Dan Galactus shows up. Are you shitting me? Praise be, the great change blesses us. You know, whatever the fuck they're thinking.
Yeah.
George, what about you?
I'm going to give it an 8 as well. I think this is one of the reasons why I want Joe to write horror stuff,
Yes.
because it is this. I think when I read it for the first time, I knew it was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen yet. But just every like moment is like nail biting, and it's tense, and it just gets you right there, and that like you're watching a thriller in the cinema for the first time. You know, it just feels like that. So, yeah, 8.
8. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Harrison?
I'm gonna give it an 8 and a knuckle, almost a 9, because I just think I agree totally with you guys. It's just a really, really well written chapter, and it happens so fast. There's no like this. We have time to get ready. No, it's just like intense. It's horrifying, and at the same time, though, I think this is really done well because we know what kind of person Savine is. We just seen how she kind of, she cares a little bit, but like not enough, not nearly enough. No credit to her for that. And so whenever she's being chased and terrified, there is a bit, you don't want her to like suffer. You don't really want her to die in terms of the way that those men want her to, of course. But you don't feel bad for her whenever she's going through this. I don't. I'm like, you kind of had it coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do feel bad for her a little bit later on, much later on. But this moment, this horror, she deserves it for doing what she did to those kids and to all those other kids too. And she mentions this too, that she has another mill. Is that mill the same that has the kids working in it too? It's not even her only mill that has the kids working in it. And I love her character, but no, I have no sympathy for her whatsoever. And yet the writing is so goddamn good that you do still feel that connection without feeling the connection with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really well done. So I just think it's a very impressive chapter.
Yep, very well done. Very well done. All right, thank you for that, boys. And with that, we shall move on to our next segment, which is our best meme of the week. Georgie boy, that's you. Take it away.
So yeah, this week we have the Bloody Niner for memeing every chapter.
Whoa.
Vomit.
The Bloody Niner? Say it ain't so.
Yeah, we love to see it. We love to see it. And this is for A Little Hatred chapter of Young Men's Folly. And this is the one where Finri tells off Leo for being a little child. And I think it's the scene from, is it the Babadook? That kid just keeps screaming. It's so annoying.
Is it the Babadook?
I think, yeah, it is the Babadook. That's
so
the one.
No, your comment.
Yeah,
so
I like that film when I watched it, but
I gotta watch it.
But yeah, it's like, no, I'll be the Lord Governor soon. I'm not a boy anymore. And Finri's like, oh, fucking act like it. And she should have just said that to him. Yeah,
She should have.
Finri may have been too soft on her boy, just like Calder was.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's almost like it's a theme in this trilogy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The theme? What's that?
But wasn't he like a tough father?
Yeah, but he was an absent tough father, not an actual good. He wasn't like a good tough father. He was like be a man, son. Don't cry.
Right.
Kill people.
I didn't say tough as in like, oh, like that's a good thing. I meant like he's rough. I thought he was like tough on Leo.
He was.
Okay.
But then you
Not
have
that's an
Finri going,
excuse.
you poor baby. You listen. You just have to believe in yourself with the father who isn't actually present. That combo.
When we get to that conversation that Leo will have with Finri, you know what I'm talking about. That's gonna be a fascinating episode. I think it's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
We have some fascinating episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're going to keep the runtime short, we need to stop talking about Leo in episode
Yep.
where Lingo isn't even present. So
Yep, that's true. That's true. So with that, thank you for that meme of the week, Georgie. Thank you for supporting it.
thank you to Bloody Niner for the
Yeah, I was
meme.
gonna say thank you, Bloody Nine, for supplying the meme of the week. Thank you for giving us the ability to reap the rewards off your work. So we'll move right into our second and final chapter read through, ladies and gentlemen, The Little People. This is the kind of chapter that Joe has done before, but this is what has been colloquially known as The Little People, that when we refer back to like casualties and whatnot, that's this is where this comes from, right, George?
Yeah, I don't know why you're asking me, but yeah, definitely.
Well, I just mean like what they call the kind of chapter that it is. They just refer to it
Yes.
as, oh, that's a Little People
I
chapter.
think this is the christening chapter. This is
Yeah.
the Little People chapter.
The little people. These are the little people.
Yes.
None of them are
And
very
so, as we left off with the previous chapter, Savine is walking, she's limping up to this carriage, right? Now, here's the thing with this chapter, obviously, it's the little people. We are in everybody else's perspective. And Lisbeth is in the carriage, and we find out that she's a racist.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Massive racist.
Jesus Christ.
Just in case you're going to feel sorry for it.
I know. After her first couple of lines in her head are like, okay, she's like, this is my time to shine. I can be somebody. I can be better than that brown bitch, Zeri. I'm decent. All those brown people are so gross. I'm a decent person. I'm better than Zeri. Like, you're like, okay.
And I like how she goes, she wanted to be kind. She was a generous person. Big-hearted. Ask anyone. Always giving bits to the tramps when she had one spare. But there had to be a limit.
She I also do like her little scene like almost ends. She sees Savine. She's like, look, a fucking beggar. They can't be near Lady Savine's character. She's like, get the fuck out of here.
and I like how Savine doesn't even say anything. Like apparently her eyes slide sideways, and she could tell like, oh, some shit's about to go on. So she just leaves. And then literally at that moment, dudes bust into that carriage, and they're like, "Where's old Stick's daughter? God, that Glock the bitch." And she's like, "What the fuck? I'm just a maid, or the face maid. I was gonna say housemaid, but the face maid." And
it's so sad that she keeps saying it over and over and over, and they're just like, it doesn't matter, you look rich.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly right.
that's exactly it. They beat up the driver. They beat Lisbeth. And then from here, we're just going from person to person, right? Because Lisbeth, through the grace of one breaker, you would call him, that is like, well, Jesus Christ, guys, we're getting too violent here. He puts Lisbeth with this group of prisoners that are being led by this one guy named Locke or whatever. He goes, hey, take her, because these guys is getting crazy. These guys are absolutely losing their mind, right?
Yeah, Curbman is he's, I don't know, he's probably one of the weakest ones of this little gaggle that we get, because he's like so in between. But I like it though, because the best part of these little people chapters is all the perspective. So he's like, guys, we're not animals. Remember, yeah, sure, we all have our reasons, but we don't have to devolve like this. And they're all kind of looking at each other like, maybe.
I kind of feel like he's like an older man.
Yeah,
probably like
that vibe.
He is an older
kind of
man.
respects him.
40s, 50s, maybe. And he's got a bit more life experience, and he's not as angry as these angry young men that are, they come to this boiling point that the whole lives are fucking shit, and this is the only way to break free, and they're just going mad. Whereas he's got a bit more experience, and he's trying to hold them back, and he pays the price for it.
Does he?
Yeah, well, he realizes at the end that he can't do anything about it. He gets punched in the face, and he's like, yeah, well.
Does he get punched in the face? Kirkman?
Does he get punched?
No.
Oh, no, yeah, at least he seems like, at least when it gets to the end of his part, that what he's trying to do isn't going to work.
Right. He doesn't get punched in the face.
He's giving a speech, but it's kind of on deaf ears.
Yeah. And then obviously, go ahead.
And then we got Carl Dan Reisling, who was actually mentioned. I think he's seen in the original trilogy. He's the admiral guy. Yeah, he's the admiral. He's not fucking around. He actually is, or was, the admiral. He was the old admiral because the close council has an admiral position. So he actually is the admiral.
He is the admiral. It's
just
the
old one. He's just old.
Yeah, he's the admiral that's mentioned when the Gurkish have invaded Adua, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have the Navy's gonna be back. It's Admiral Reisling who's come to save us." And with the rest of them.
Really? I forgot about that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Adeptus. Look at you living up to your title. Love that.
What do you know? I can do something.
Yeah, so tell us about him.
I don't know. He's like that. He's a fucking boomer.
Yeah, he is a
He's
boomer.
like,
He's
"This
holding
is-"
on to his title. I love the fact when he gets tracked down. He's like, "Yes, no, this is the bridge or his office." And he dragged him over his own main deck, which was the factory floor. Because
I love, yeah, he's still role playing as
yeah, even though he's being dragged off by like, he's like, "No, the
a
mutiny."
mutiny. Yeah. Yeah, he's still like in like fucking English fucking what's I'm trying to think of the right terminology. He's still acting like he's on a fucking, galleon, like he can't get away. He is the admiral. He is the admiral, for God's sakes. But he does have this little moment, and all these characters do, where he thinks about how he was happy his wife didn't have to see this because she was so kind or whatever. I'm like, damn.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
otherwise, he's just a boomer. The whole time he's like, "You can't do this. You rabble rousers. You are the reason that this country's where it's at. You need to work harder."
I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, it is a metaphor for older people that are still stuck in their ways, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I love the fact that right here at the end, when he's just thinking to himself, like, "I am still the admiral, aren't I?"
And he's not so sure.
Yeah.
And then we have. Go ahead.
Condine.
I think it's Condine. Yeah.
Condine. I think she's pretty sympathetic here, to be honest. She's in that spot where, basically she had a shitty dad and she had a shitty husband, never been seen by anybody. And because of that, though, she's a bit less like, "Oh, my worldview has been completely shattered." Oh, she's actually like a little bit tougher. She's a little bit more like, "Shut the fuck up, old man. You're going to get us all killed." But
Well, maybe now because like things are kind of starting to fray because it was like
she's
yeah, it's like the backstory is like her father was hard on her and it made her not tough, made her more
Right.
fragile, and then she marries this guy who doesn't even like acknowledge her existence. It's like,
And what's so sad too is that she's on this chain and she's like, this is the more attention she's gotten from anybody in ages. I'm like, damn, that's so sad.
That's tough. That's tough.
But not much.
She reads Union Standard. Smart. Yeah, smart is a good word. I can imagine that. That's fucking so. I bet it's Swarbrick writing smart.
Dab's sweet arm glistened with sweat as it rolled down his veiny bicep as it strangled the bear.
She's reading
the bear isn't the only thing I can strangle. Anyways, she doesn't have much else going on. I feel bad for her because she's probably gonna fucking die. So
yeah, then we switch over to Colton, who apparently is poor, just like the Breakers and the Burners, but he had the unlucky position of he's working as a guard because it's the only job he could get, and for some reason they're like, well, fuck him.
You know what? This line he has is one of my favorite lines in the whole book. It's "Principles are fine, but only once you've got a roof." Which I just think it's
good. That is a good one.
Good term. Everybody's used to having a fucking roof. We live in a pretty modern age in our side of the world, at least. Most people do, and I also so right.
Yeah, it's easy to have principles. Mm-hmm.
I also like he'd have been a fucking guard dog if they'd have offered a kennel.
Yes. Bro was just trying to make a living. Get off his back. It's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
you do anything when you pull. Holy shit.
Yeah, you will. And what else? Oh, his father was a weaver. There's a lot of talk of weavers in this it's like this part right here. We're like,
don't be weird about it, Jeff.
No. sorry. Just because this is all about textiles. That's what this is.
Your father bald. They bring him to judge. Jeffrey's one of the guys question, like, was your father a weaver, huh? Was he bald? Did he have a big...
Is he biased?
Does he have the key to the house of the maker? We should open it.
Does he moonlight as a butcher?
Yes, how'd you know?
What does he drink? Tea? Does he drink tea?
Which is interesting too, because Colton also says he knows who Locke is, Like he's seen him and he's seen him around. His Locke used to work with his father, used to be friends. So that's
Mhm.
there's all these people that have these little connections to each other.
Yeah.
But Locke is
Interesting.
just tragic. Locke is a broken man. He's the one leading the column.
Yeah, and
He's
it's
just a
funny how
sad,
what
sad
was the
man.
guy before Kirkman? What was his name? The previous guy,
Yeah, Kirkman.
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 He
Yes.
thought that Lisbeth would be safe with this guy Locke. And then as you go ahead, Harrison, talk a little bit more. But that's like if Kirkman only knew. Well, go ahead, Harrison, talk about him.
I mean his is just the he's just staring down at the water
Of a
and
bridge when they get to a
of the
bridge. Yeah.
bridge, and he stabbed the air often, and he all he's basically is thinking about his life. And he's not like angry, he's not like sad, he's just empty, and he's thinking
Mhm.
about how he had to bury his daughter and his son and his wife um in the cold, and they had to share a grave, and it's really sad. And
Yeah.
he had to wait for he had to sleep next to them because he had to wait for the ground to thaw. These corpses of his family. And
Which is
obviously
fucking rough.
he's a shell of a man because of it. Like he doesn't feel anything inside. He's like, whatever. And he says he can't even remember what they were like. He can just remember them dead. It's like, damn.
And
Locke
this,
is
this is
Go
another
ahead.
thing. Sorry, Harrison. This
No,
is
go
another
ahead.
thing the show does really well. Where this is something that we just take for granted now. That like, if somebody gets sick, you know what it is and why, and you get healthcare. Whereas back then it was like, oh yeah, no, they've got what do we call it? The grip.
Mm.
Yeah.
What does
Yeah.
that mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it means they die,
They got the vapors.
and that's it. They're dead, and that's
Mhm.
it. Whereas that doesn't really happen these days, and just having
No.
it's somebody else. And I think this is another thing that Joe points out about society is that people find a concept to blame, and that always ends up with it's just somebody else to attack.
Yeah.
And this is
Good
why
point.
all these people are driven to these things. Like every single person in this is just a normal person who is driven to mad things because of the way that life is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really well said, George.
Yeah.
He he basically, I also like too how he's having his moment. He's like outside everything else. He looks at this water, thinks about his kids,
Mm.
and then he goes, "Well, none of these people will survive down in the water. Maybe it wasn't. He knew it wouldn't be justice, but he wondered if it might be close enough.
And he doesn't do anything. We don't know. We don't
We
know.
don't know. He
But
does
man,
look
he is.
over.
But man, he is. He has an inkling. He is.
Yes.
He has an itch to scratch. But boy, he turns around and what does he say to them?
And he sees some. He doesn't say anything. He just turns around and sees a beggar standing
No,
there
no,
watching.
no. He says something though. Hold on.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. He turned around to look at him.
He didn't say a fucking word.
Oh yeah, that's
He's-
right. He doesn't say anything. You're right.
No.
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. But then yeah, so he sees he locks eyes with the beggar, and it turns out this beggar is Savine. And Savine's like, I don't like the look of this, so I'm out. And she followed the group of prisoners, that Lisbeth is part of, because she just didn't want to be like alone. But she followed at a distance, and now she goes, all right, fuck this, and she goes down like some alleyways, right? And here we see Savine kind of just. This is an interesting part where she kind of comes as close as she can to a belief in a higher power.
Mm-hmm. And you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no way it's in the foxhole, right?
That's right. I mean,
She goes full on. This is the part I was mentioning earlier. She does. I just really think like her base instincts have taken over here, which anybody's would. It's just interesting that her base instincts is like Giselle. I don't know. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it is. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and when
And,
you're saying Giselle's base instincts, can you
for lack of a better term and
Yeah.
for sake of brevity,
Yeah.
coward. He's a coward.
Yeah. Okay.
He's gonna run away from danger. That's what she does. That's why later on in the story, when she doesn't run away, it's impactful because she overcomes that the same way Giselle did in a way. So
In
but
the last
her-
argument of Kings, yeah.
yeah.
Whereas,
So
like on the surface, Savine is a lot more like Lockdown.
yes,
She's calculating and she plans for everything and everything like that. And is very overconfident when it's not a serious situation.
Mhm.
But then when it, push comes to shove, she's like Giselle.
Yeah, and I think too, like that's actually really, really well done. On like I can just praise Joe on the way he handles parents and how they relate to their children in this. Like yes,
Mhm.
she she feels so much like Glocta, but
Mm.
she is Giselle's daughter, and that is
Right.
that code is there. So
Yeah,
I
like
think that's done really well.
inherited
Yeah,
traits and whatnot. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
You can nurture all you want, but at the end of the day, you're going to be a certain way when comes to shove, and I think that's done really, really well here.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go as far to say that she's a coward for this situation.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, and for sake of brevity, that's why I
He's
said that. I don't
well,
mean like she's being.
right. And
Yeah.
it's all about like experiences, right? This is the first time she's ever experienced something like this.
Yes.
Obviously if she goes through something like this multiple times, she's gonna develop a hardness to her
I
about
mean, if she hadn't had the practice session with Glocta,
it. You
when
mean Gorse?
when Glocta was there and Gorse,
Yeah,
obviously she was fighting, but when Gorse beat the shit out of her, she probably like that. If she hadn't gone through that, she might have tried to fight them with a sword.
She may have, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're right.
I
Yeah.
feel like that. I feel like she could have been that confident.
She could have
Maybe.
been. That's very true. But she's also smart
Maybe.
enough to know when she's outnumbered.
Yeah, there's a big difference too between fighting somebody in a fence yard with her father watching and 20 men wanting to break in and murder
Do
her
terrible.
and probably
Yeah.
do way worse than that. So big difference, I think. But
Mm.
then we get to she goes to this little and description of the city again, wonderful. She goes to the city and she goes into like this old part of town with just these
Like it's
tiny
like
itty bitty streets and there's clothes hanging everywhere and there's pigs in the street, there's filth everywhere, and she's slipping and sliding and trying to get through. And she finally gets to like this other part of town
a square.
where square and there's a statue of Herod the Great and they're trying to pull it down. And we get to my least favorite character,
Sparks.
Sparks. This little fucking guy. I cannot believe how long this little motherfucker lived.
Yay!
Like, rip it down! Rip it down!
Rip it all down!
I don't want to talk about it.
scared.
That was really good, Jeffrey.
Thank you. I tried.
I really don't like this guy. I like his character, that him being just super simple, like, yeah, my mom was a whore and I'm a scared little pussy. Now I'm not. Don't use my dead name. I'm a different man now. But his new man now is just a little prick. Like, hate him. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like that what was it, Acres or whatever? Like that's he just
This is
changed
dead
name. Yeah, right? The fuck? What a fucking goofball.
This guy
Like,
is basically Rorschach. I'm just gonna say
That's funny.
you're not supposed to like him either, so that makes sense.
He does
Oh,
say he
okay.
does. We get the first mention of Judge though, when his description of him talking about her. Now he said he was crazy, but there was one person he feared more, and that was Judge, because she could come in and I love this impression. Pacey's impression of it is really, really good. He said that she'll come up and be like, "Ain't this all a bit fucking tasteless, Sparks?" And he like he voices Sparks and does an impression of Judge with a higher pitch and trying to do Judge's cadence before we even met her. It's so genius. I love it.
Good.
Well,
It's so good.
We did meet Judge though.
Oh, we have
no.
Judge. She
Yeah, we
said
have-
we have-
at the
we have-
end.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, she spoke. Yeah, but still, the way he impersonates her is it's hilarious. It's so good. It's also the perfect way somebody would mock somebody else. But
Yeah.
for a voice actor to do this in an audiobook, oh, immaculate.
Mhm.
But he
Attention to
starts. Yes,
Yeah.
he starts to burn this.
No, he
poor
doesn't.
Fool.
He doesn't burn him yet. He just keeps threatening to burn him. And this poor
Yeah.
fool is up like a scarecrow, tied to a stake, and they keep piling on like wooden furniture, chairs, and even like papers. And these papers they could be plans, they could be bills, deeds, whatever, and they just keep piling, so it's getting up to his thighs. And poor guy, he's just like, oh god. He's like, you know what it reminds me of? The banker in The Dark Knight, where the Joker has him on the top of the top of the mountain money.
Yes.
That's imagine that, folks. That's it. And so this guy's name, what's his name, Harrison? Allingham? Allingham?
Yeah.
Allingham?
I think
And he,
it's
goddamn it,
What?
Allegan.
Allegan. Sorry. Allegan. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Harrison.
Allegan is basically he's the representation of knowledge in this scene too. Like he's well learned. He starts thinking about the fall of Alcus and the debauchery in the streets. You know, he makes references to Glustrad, the chief burner, chief demon, the temporary Glustrad of the square.
Yeah.
He's obviously being buried in works of like, you know, bills and books and all of that. And you know, they're basically, you know, it's very clear that they're going to burn him. So it's horrible, but also like he is also the representation of being like, it's so utterly chaotic that they're just going full fucking, you know, burn the books, Nazi you know, it's crazy.
Well, it's
Actually.
just the society has completely collapsed,
Yeah.
and I feel like was yeah he said he's the one that says it. He always saw civilization as a machine, cast from rigid iron, everything riveted in its proper place. Now he saw it was a fabric gauzy. It was a fabric gauzy as a bride's veil, a tissue everyone agrees to leave in place, but one that can be ripped away in an instant, and hell lurks just beneath. Now, I know I referenced The Dark Knight before, but this is exactly what the Joker was saying. He was like,
Yeah.
everything is going to plan. We live in a society, that kind of thing. And so,
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good impression, Jeff. Well done.
sorry.
You want to
I was just being facetious. I'm sorry. Continue, Harrison. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's all I had to say about him. It makes me sad that he dies because he seems like a nice, educated
We don't
man.
know if he dies. We
Oh,
don't
come
know.
on. He's fucking literally toasted, bro. There's no way.
No one has lit him yet. No one has lit anything yet. I was keeping an eye out for this. It's like, oh my god, when are they gonna light this bad boy? And they don't. They do not.
I mean, it's implied that they might, but
and obviously the way they're going, you know, like, oh, they're probably going to. But I'm
Bro,
just letting you know.
never confirmed. That's never confirmed.
Not confirmed.
All right.
And then we're switching over to Mally, right, Harrison?
Molly?
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Mally, Mally.
Mally. It's Mally.
Mally.
Definitely.
What do you have to say about her? Or him? Her. Sorry. Her.
It's funny, as a lady of the night, as you like to say, Jeffrey.
Lady of the Night that the Circle of the World podcast supports and does not denigrate.
I think
I like her perspective, because especially at the end here, where she's like, you know, people talk about change, but they only really mean change for the men, and the women kind of get left out.
Mm-hmm. And you know what else I liked about her perspective here? Because she was thinking about, like, well, what's actually going to change for the better? Because, like, it's not like, will the world suddenly turn sane tomorrow? And also, like, who's going to fix her broken lock? Who's going to fix her broken door? Who's going to pay for that? Like, money's still going to be a driving force here, no matter what.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like the other thing she has poignant to think about too, and I think it's kind of her perspective, is she's the person who is not going to get dragged out and burned because she's being practical, but she's practical because, and that's going to keep her alive, because she basically is like, she saw sparks watching her, felt like she had to do something cruel, so she was one of them, you know. So she trips the lawyer and like, ha, stupid man or whatever. And and I think that's a really good perspective too. Like, how many of these people are actually just mad? How many of them are actually like, oh fuck, if I don't play along, I'm dead. And I don't blame them, you know. Like, you gotta sit in.
It's like the whole ratting out your whole neighbors thing in a certain, like, authoritarian regime or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And
that's a little tool we're gonna use for later.
Yeah, this kind of feels more violence as well, though, because we can see that, you know, some people are being whipped.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
like public, like, penance going on here.
Yeah, I did want to point out that I forgot to mention that, especially in the square, there's a bunch of, like, older men or just older, well-off, wealthy people that have been stripped naked, and they're forced to, like, lumber around, like, dance awkwardly, but while being beaten and whipped. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, continue, Harrison.
We get to the person who she tripped, which is his name is Randok, and he seems to be, like she mentioned, a lawyer, because it's a little detail too that she knows who he is. And he's like, why would he do that? He had helped her. This
this
fucking
whole
line is
tirade
great.
so funny. The whole tirade is incredible, isn't it? It's just
It is
you know,
impeccable.
he is in such denial about the fact that he just likes having sex with prostitutes.
No, because here's the thing. Mally says, "Oh, this is the one that would get his cock sucked, but while he's getting his cock sucked, he would cover his face. He would cover his face." And here's the thing that he talks about how he that's why he kept coming. He would offer them financial assistance from the good of his heart.
Yeah,
That was why. That's why he kept coming here to help these poor girls driven to lives of debauchery by the harsh times. If they wish to express their natural gratitude, he would not demean them by refusing.
He says he had a strong social conscience. That's a line he says to himself.
That is absolutely incredible. I think that there are so many people in the world that justify things to themselves this way.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
they go through these enormous fucking hoops, do this mental gymnastics to come to some insane conclusion.
People from all sides,
Just
both
feel
sides.
better.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Love it. I think this is it's such
That was incredible. That's incredible.
His whole section too. It's a good breakup too, writing wise. It's a good breakup for some levity in that ridiculousness. But he also, he thought that you could do anything with paper and ink. You could level mountains and everything. Nothing stronger than the law. And but then he looks up at part of the bank's roof, that the bank that's sitting there, and it's never cross-found in bulk, as Zevlev had told him, which is his partner, the day he had entered law. Never by the fates. If they with all their wealth and secrets and power could be burned, what was safe? The fire was already spreading towards the narrow building where his own offices were located. It's a good little reminder of what's looming.
The seed, boys. Anyway.
The seed.
And then we switch over to Moth.
Yes.
And
what a
Moth,
day!
Yeah, that's right. And Moth is like, did you say he's the comic relief or?
I was saying that last little, I had helped these girls.
Oh, right. No, Moth is he's just here. This is a one driven purely by resentment and hatred here, right?
Yeah.
Drunk, drinking bottles, and is purely
he's just a wastrel, isn't he? And
yeah.
It's hard to get work in this town, obviously, but oh man, I'm starting to sound like a fucking boomer.
Oh
It's hard
boy,
to get work in this
now
town.
go ahead, go for it, George. I want to get your boomer take.
You can not be a cunt at the same
Yeah,
time.
don't be a cunt. Exactly.
So there's no reason to be like this.
There really is.
Yeah.
And then go ahead, Harrison.
Oh, I just don't like him. I don't have much to say.
Yeah, I don't like him. There's not much to say about him either. To the point where he's looking at a girl in a doorway while she's crying. He's fucking smiling.
Mm.
And then obviously this girl, we switch over. You know who this is? This is Hessel.
This is fucking heartbreaking.
This is tough.
Yeah.
This is tough.
This actually makes me feel physically like you know when you have that, you don't just feel sad, you just have a physical feeling of sadness.
Yeah.
Throughout your body. Whenever I listen to this or read it, it's just it's just bad.
Yeah. I mean, basically this poor little girl is kneeling while her father's laying down. And when I say her father's laying down, I think we could confidently kind of assume that her father's dead.
Yeah, because she doesn't understand. She's like, oh, what is it? He's got blood on his head. Or maybe if I wipe it off, it'll be okay.
And then, but the handkerchief gets getting dark, more blood, and his gray hair is basically turned black with all the blood. So you like, ooh,
yeah.
And
these they're from Kanta. I don't know what the best term would be. Dawa.
Yeah, they're from the Empire, the Gurkish Empire. They're from Kanta.
It's Dawa.
No, that's the town. That's the
Listen,
No,
Jeffrey.
it's the
Jeffrey,
region. I can see it on my map as
let me
well.
hint. Jeffrey, may
Oh,
I?
oh,
May I,
that
Jeffrey?
was a region. Oh, my bad.
Jeffrey,
My bad,
remember
my bad.
that the Gurkish only come from one area and that they subjugated all the other places.
Right, right. But isn't Kanta like the entire continent? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why I
yeah,
said
yeah.
Kanta. I said he was Cantonese.
Kantik, I think.
Cantic.
Cantonese.
Cantonese.
Cantonese. That's
Cantic.
a buddy.
Anyways,
Ooh,
he's.
buddy, you're flying close to the sun there.
You're right. That is another place in our real world. My bad.
I'm not editing that out though.
Anyways, it's really sad because not only did she just lose her father, who is an older man, which means she's, he had her later on. So he is, they moved away because the Gurkish are bad, and then the Eaters came and they were evil, they're just fucking black eyes, empty smiles. So they fled Dawa, and her father said it would be better here, and but it wasn't better. There was no work. People spat on them. They heard her there was work in Balvik, and so a whole bunch of other Kantics had also done the same, and they couldn't get anything, and she didn't even know who hit her father. I don't know. It's really, really, really fucking depressing. Honestly, it's
Right.
part of my fun because there's something so depressing about and children in general. A sad child is obviously heartbreaking for anybody, but the fact that she is sitting here trying to she just is
trying
so
to wake
lost,
him up. She's trying to wake him up.
trying to wake him up,
And
and
she sees Savine and she reaches out to Savine and
Oh no, and Savine, because Savine kind of enters the alleyway or the doorway.
that's what I mean.
And,
Like
yeah.
And then Hessel like reaches out and goes like, "Oh, please help me." And Savine obviously fucking panics or whatever. And I'm not defending her, but she's like, "Oh, fuck off!" And then,
Well, at first, Savine does say, "I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do," but Hessel keeps saying, "Please, please," and then Savine's like, "You have to be quiet."
Yeah,
and then,
what else do you do when you're a kid?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's all you should have didn't even understand that her father's gonna die. So
Yeah, and so Savine kind of like pushes Hessel off her because Hessel's trying to pull her, and she's like, just shut up, and she pushes her, and Savine leaves out into the square again, and obviously this chapter ends with Hessel begging her dad to please wake up.
yeah,
And that is the end of the Little People chapter, folks.
it might be the saddest ending to any Joe Abercrombie chapter ever.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. It's up there, I guess. I have to think about this.
I think for just a chapter, yeah, it's pretty fucked. I mean,
yeah, that's one way to put it.
I mean, we have this whole section, honestly, super dark. You got the kids in the mills, and then you got the kid here, and then you have all the people suffering and fucking about to be burned alive, or just maybe they'll sit there on the pyre for the next 6 days. Who knows?
Oh my god!
And I mean, it really is depressing, but goddamn, it's so well written.
It is.
I'm giving it a 9. I just think it's so well written. I just don't think I can give it any other answer.
Same.
You already obviously my past feelings about the Age of Madness trilogy. I have no problem giving this a 9. Deserves it. Incredibly well written. Where again, it's just Joe does. He takes these characters that we see for fleeting moments, except for Elizabeth, who we've seen before, and in what 3-4 paragraphs, a character.
I'm crying. Yeah.
Backstory, enough context, character development, characterization, and like what's currently happening in the plot. I mean,
I could read a whole book like this.
Yeah. It's fantastic, and you would be able to follow the through lines of it and be immersed.
Every aspect is covered here too. Every walk of life. From the nobility who has nothing, who is just fucking assholes, to all the way down to the very bottom. I mean, it's just so well done. And also, man, some of these things are just really depressing.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
Man.
Yes, they are.
It's interesting though, you can look at history and read these things as well, because there's always a slightly smaller peasant revolution right before the big one.
Yeah. There is. I also think too, like you mentioned that. I think the one reason why I like Joe's stuff so much when it comes to these characterization, and I mentioned it before, with the chimney sweep boy who died, and I just think that Joe captures this humanity so well that, like in history, these things have happened. All these people are representative of real people in real life. They all these kinds of people existed. Um, and it's just kind of it's really really you read the history. This revolution happened here, this riot happened, this war happened, and you just lose so much of the humanity. And so I always like to transcribe these moments from Joe's books and put them onto real history because it's just how it actually was.
Yeah.
That's it. That's very well put, Harrison.
Well put. Well put. And with that, we'll go to our character spot now, folks. As you know, when we do an episode that has a little people chapter, our character spot tends to kind of just be like, well, pick a character that we liked, like each of us from the little people chapter. And for me, I think I want to buck the trend just a little bit and say that my character spot is Valamir. And I think it's because of how fondly he thinks about Wes. I'm kidding. It's not Valamir. I'm sorry. I just wanted to pull all your balls.
You're such a Wes Glazer, Jeffrey.
Yes, I am. No, for real, it's Hessel for me. Hits me the most.
Yeah, it's hard.
Hits me the most. And because I think we've all kind of been there, right? That moment in your childhood where you're just encompassed by fear and you don't understand what's going on, and it's like the end, like everything's collapsing around you. We've all experienced it at one point or another in our childhood, and that's what resonates with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, boys?
Except Hessel's is literally collapsing.
Yes. Well, all right. She should have just like pulled herself up by her bootstraps. That's all.
Yeah,
we're not fucking misery here, okay?
Fucking Admiral Riceling comes in there. He's like, "Pick yourself up by your bootstraps, young lady."
What about you, boys?
Oh,
it's hard to pick. It's a lot.
It is. You pick the best one as well. So I say the best one. The best.
The most sympathetic. The one that one of us had to pick because otherwise we'd be assholes.
The most impactful. Is that what you mean to say?
Yes. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
I think they're all written so well.
Yeah.
I like. I do like the lawyer. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
The one that's just so.
Right.
It's one of the best descriptions of somebody who was just completely delusional. They have like no connection to the real world whatsoever, but they're like sort of buffered from it.
Yeah.
So, what actually goes on in the real world does not correspond to what they think about it. And there are so many people. I've met people like that. And you just don't understand, do you?
Yeah. Randock, by the way.
Randock, yeah, that's the one.
More like a Rand Dick.
He's such a good character. I couldn't remember his name. Oh dear! But I just think it's an incredible passage, and it makes me laugh every single time. So,
yeah, Harrison.
I'm having a hard time choosing between two, so I'll just say them both because I'm a cheater. I like Colton a lot simply because he's like, I was just doing my job. What the fuck? He's like literally anybody else in my position would do the same thing. I got a job and you guys are gonna punish me for it. I'm not even trying to make myself wealthy. I'm just trying to live. Like my life sucks just as much as you're just gonna, whatever, fine. And then obviously I like Locke for his utter emptiness in this tragic loss. He lost everything and he's completely dead inside.
Mm-hmm.
He's completely given up his humanity, and not because he's some evil bastard. He's just done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was an interesting episode, boys. This was It was just wild and tough.
Yeah. Great change, bro.
They're two extremely excruciating chapters.
Oh, yeah.
We got through it.
Well, that's our show, everyone. We want to thank you all for listening and supporting this podcast. As you know, this is a passion project for the three of us, and your support means oh so much.
Join us next week as we cover Something of Ours, The Man of Action, and Ugly Business.
And make sure you follow us on all of our social media or shoot us an email at socaloftheworldpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast from. And please make sure to rate and review us. Thank you all again for listening.
What a day!